everyone, I'm meteorologist Joe Murgo. It's Wednesday. That means another edition of That's Cool. And this week, my attention got shifted a little bit. And I have to tell you, this week's version of That's Cool is for the birds. Yep, that's right. Let's talk a little bit about bird migration and tracking birds. I first started off with this interest. This is an animation that was sent out by NASA. And it charts the movement of birds throughout the year. And you can see in our spring heading into our summer, well, the birds come northward in the spring and hang out, stay for a while in the summer, then watch what happens in the fall. Well, they turn around and they move back. So this is a lot of packs of migrating birds in the Western Hemisphere. So as I let this go through one more time, what I really want you to see, and you can see some of them stay in the islands in the Caribbean, some of them go to South America, and some of them, you'll see, will try to stay close to land as much as they can. Others are going to follow the ocean. If you notice, they stay close to the islands so they can stop at land locations. And those are mostly birds that feed on insects and other things. And then there's some birds that travel all over the ocean, and you may go, well, how can they look at this guy? He's traveling all the way across the ocean. Well, how can they survive? Well, it's not a guy, it's a pack of birds, and it goes all the way down to South America. Now, we're going to watch this as it goes back northward again. And I want to play this, and I want to show you that set of bird and see how they come from southern South America, and they cross. Oh, I missed him. He crosses all the way across the ocean and it goes back down again. And they can spend a lot of time over the ocean and you're wondering, how can they make it? Well, it's a rough journey, but B, the ones that spend a lot of time over the ocean, will eat fish. And I became more interested. And did you know there is one bird, the Arctic tern? The Arctic tern, I learned, travels 44,000 miles in a year. It migrates and lives our summer up in Greenland and then goes down to the summer in Antarctica. So it travels all that distance. Interestingly, it takes 93 days to go from Greenland all the way down to Antarctica, and then only 40 days to go back. Interesting. So I learned a little bit more about bird migration through here, and I suggest you checking it out because this site is cool. It's called birdcast.info. A lot of different things that you can study, and it's powered by Cornell, Colorado State, and University of Massachusetts, and they have these bird migration maps. And what sparked my interest at first is the night of September 15th was supposed to be a big day for the state of Pennsylvania, but this actually showed me that here is the 16th, and how about this on the 17th? So you can watch this track of birds right here spread southward through the United States. So a lot of them will spend their time west of us, but we do have a good migration that is going to be moving across that region. And they have these bird casts, and they track the birds and will tell you when there's a good chance and what they suggest when the birds are passing. When there's high migration over your area, they suggest shutting your lights off, covering your windows at night so you don't confuse the birds. And this is a live map. So they have live bird migration maps, and will tell you, and that red line moving across is sunrise, sunset, and showing you where the birds. Now, a lot of this migration happens during the nighttime hours, and you can see which way the birds are actually heading. So it's really cool. And they're using radars to put this together. And it shows the nocturnal bird migration. And I was very interested in this, that I didn't realize that most birds actually travel during the nighttime hours. And in our area, the radars don't help out too much because of the mountains and the height of the radar shooting through. And they're using the Central Pennsylvania radar there, the Doppler radar. And then you can put in your city. And the 3-night, and I shot this on Tuesday night to show you, but the 3-night migration, here we go. Tonight it's going to be low, but Thursday, tomorrow, high, 19,000 birds per kilometer. That is pretty cool. So maybe you want to take a look outside at night, and also you may want to shut off those lights. So let me go ahead and show you. This is another map, and this is of what I mentioned before, the Arctic Tern. And the trip from Greenland all the way down to outside of Antarctica. And then turns around and spends, since they eat fish, spends all their time over the ocean. Isn't that cool? Imagine spending all that time flying thousands of miles. So it's a very interesting thing. So I suggest you checking out those websites because I find them really cool, and learn about our feathered friends who really are homeless and travel around a lot each year. Okay, if you think of anything that's really cool and you want to share, email it to me at Murgo@WTAJTV.com.